As always, I'm gonna preview the episode first, and then I'm gonna read the spoilers at the end of the video, because I know that there are some people who don't want to hear the spoilers. So without further ado, let's preview the next episode of Boruto. And yeah, I just made this awkward intro and I don't know what to say. Roll the intro. So obviously at the end of the last episode, Boruto was quote-unquote captured by Kakashi. He got him on the ground basically, the same way he did it to Sasuke many years ago. And by the way, that is very nostalgic. Anyway, the next episode is going to be titled Shinobi's Resolve. I've talked about this in my previous Boruto previews and reviews about Kakashi's words and how significant they are to the main story, especially because in the first episode of Boruto we see a teenage Boruto who says, "I'm still a shinobi." But for those of you guys who regularly watch my videos, you might be frustrated because I repeat this all the time, but I constantly get new viewers. And you know, people just gotta have this in mind. Anyway, judging by the short clip we got at the end of the last episode, which was episode 36, we see that the next episode is going to have a lot of conversation moments, right? Especially between Kakashi and Boruto. At one point, Kakashi even blames it on Boruto because he's like, these kids are underestimating what a real ninja is, and Boruto, that is probably your fault. So Boruto is probably going to be somehow damaged emotionally in the next episode, or on a psychological level. You basically get what I'm saying. Damaged might be a big word, but as I said, you get my point. It's going to be a very interesting episode, and I hope that we're going to see some character development from Boruto in the next episode or in the next 2 episodes. Obviously, because we got the movie ages ago, we know that, yeah, Boruto is going to become a Genin and his classmates are going to become Genins, and it's kind of, you know, obvious, right? They're going to become Genins. Now, still, Denki and Iwabe are nowhere to be seen in the manga, so maybe they didn't make it as Genins. I really don't know, but I think that most of the children are going to become Genins after this episode. Obviously, there is one bell. Kakashi wants to see if these kids are going to figure out the real purpose of this test, which is teamwork. Obviously, in the last episode, Shikadai at one point, I think, told Anko something on the lines of... You're doing this because you want to get us separated. And obviously he is the son of Shikamaru, one of the smartest Naruto characters ever, and it is understandable that he already kind of figured it out. Now, obviously I don't think that Boruto can do anything against Kakashi one-on-one, so I think that others are gonna come. It's just a question of who's gonna come. Is it going to be Mitsuki, because Mitsuki did defeat Shino in the last episode of Boruto. Sarada and Sumire are still up against Konohamaru, so I wonder if they're gonna, you know, somehow beat Konohamaru, which is very unlikely, but it's anime. You never know what can happen. Maybe they're just gonna run away. Maybe one of them is going to run away, like either Sarada or Sumire. Like, I don't know if this is going to happen, but I would like to see this. I'd like Sarada to go, Mitsuki to go, and maybe we could see like Team 7 against Kakashi. As I said, I don't think like the chances of that happening aren't too high, but again, it's possible. Who knows? It might happen. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's going to be something connected to the teamwork, right? Because that is the purpose of the bell taking test. And again, I hope that this episode has some great character interactions, which I think it definitely is going to have. And it's probably going to be very nostalgic, just like the 36th episode of Boruto. And I honestly have high expectations for this episode. The last 2 episodes of Boruto were brilliant, in my opinion. I mean, episodes before that as well, but I'm just talking about the last 2 episodes, ever since, you know, Kakashi was introduced as Sukea, a freelance journalist, if you remember that. So yeah, guys, I really can't wait to watch this episode. We are so close to seeing Boruto and his classmates becoming Genins. It's been a long journey throughout the academy days. It was very enjoyable, in my opinion. They developed a lot of these characters. I have many reasons to care for many characters in the next generation. And in my opinion, as I said, Boruto did a great job, even though it's criticized all the time because people can't realize that that Boruto is actually very realistic, and these academy days were objectively speaking good. If you don't like them, that doesn't mean that the series is bad, but objectively speaking, they were good. I know for a fact that I got quite a few subscribers in the last like 2 weeks. So if you haven't seen my video titled Boruto is Different, it's gonna pop up at the end of this video, so make sure to watch it. In that video I go, you know, into detail about the Boruto series. Anyway, I think it's time for me to read the spoilers, so if you don't want to hear them, I suggest skipping the rest of the video. So, episode 37, A Shinobi's Resolution. Boruto was the first to challenge the graduation exams proctor Kakashi after being the first to arrive at his location. However, he is easily held down. Furthermore, Kakashi criticized not only Boruto himself, but also all of his classmates, leading Boruto to become extremely frustrated. Boruto's classmates arrive and manage to free Boruto through a combined effort, allowing him to escape from Kakashi. Boruto is uncharacteristically depressed, so his classmates do their best to restore his spirits. Finding himself again, Boruto proposes a strategy to everybody. So I think that it's very clear that, yeah, teamwork is going to be important in the next episode. Obviously, the spoilers reveal that, yeah, Boruto's friends are going to arrive in this episode, which kind of makes sense, as I said in my preview. I mean, even if it wasn't for the spoilers, it's still logical, right? Boruto can't do anything against Kakashi, like one-on-one. But again, the spoilers don't say who's gonna appear in front of Boruto. I reckon most of them are gonna arrive, most of his classmates, especially the important ones, such as Sarda and Mitsuki. And I've talked about this in my preview. Boruto is going to be, yeah, very sad, very depressed in this episode, which could lead to some character development in the next couple of episodes. The spoilers are not revealing too much here, but you know, it's kind of good because we can see the overall picture of the episode already. At least me, is just what are they going to introduce into the episode? How are they going to execute it? And I honestly cannot wait for this episode. That was your boy Hokage. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm going to have my account in the description below. Smash the like button and let me know what you think about this episode in advance. Obviously, what are your expectations? And if you're new to this channel and if you're into Boruto, consider subscribing. That was your boy Hokage. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.